Despite losing this past weekend, Borussia Mönchengladbach remain at number 1. Can they go all the way? We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we're taking a look at match day number 9 out in the Bundesliga. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Bundesliga related, Blackbird Rovers related, World Football related. We're all here that is right, and we are going to take a look at match day number 9 out in the Bundesliga, and we're going to talk about that in just 1 second. Now, of course, folks, bit of admin as always. I just want to bring your attention to this. That's right, it is my Patreon page. It is screaming out for your attention. That's right, trying to create better content over the next year or so, push this channel to another level. We've come in leaps and bounds over the past year, 18 months, but I want to push it further than it can ever go, but I need your help. That's right, and I am looking for patrons. That's right, we do have one at the moment, and he's all lonely. What the Patreon will do, it will give us access to better equipment. I'm constantly recording on one machine. I have another machine, which is a reused office machine to try and record my streaming sessions and what I'm recording right now. So trying to improve the not only the materials that I use, but also the content that's actually produced at the end of the day. So this is what it's aimed for at the moment. Because it's not my full-time job, I actually chuck a lot of energy and everything into it. But it does need a bit of a helping hand besides your viewership. Anyway, if you are interested, I've rambled on too much. There is a link in the description down below. The tiers are from $1 all the way to 10. Please check them out. And let's get cracking anyway. Take a look at match day number 9 out in this sucker. That is the Bundesliga, boys and girls. And yes, Mönchengladbach still currently lead the way out in the Bundesliga. Now, let's take a look at the grading criteria I judge myself on week in, week out, as well as you boys at home who do put in your predictions in week after week. So this is the grading criteria for the Bundesliga. 0 to 3 predictions, right? You get one of these. It's the shit-face gang. And then next up is 4 to 5. You get 4 to 5 predictions. You're in the straight-face club, which is one of them. If you get 6+, you're in the top banana world, that's right. So let's take a look at the games that did take place this past weekend as we look forward to match day number 9. Kicking it all off, it was Eintracht Frankfurt up against Bayern Leverkusen. And guess what? The Champions League team, I think Leverkusen were the Champions League, slipped up away from home 3-0 in the end. I got the right amount of goals in this one. Actually went with Frankfurt as well. 2-1 final score, so not too shabby. Leipzig could only muster a draw against high-flying Wolfsburg, who are up to second now in the table. 1-1 in the end. Actually went big on this one with Leipzig, 3-0 in the end. Werder Bremen, same scoreline, 1-1 final score against Hertha Berlin. Two sides in the middle of the table, can't really get themselves going at the moment. However, Werder Bremen only losing the 1 out of 6 games so far, so they look stubborn at least. I'm actually went with a 2-0 win. Again, same amount of goals on this one, but just didn't distribute them correctly. Fortuna Düsseldorf to take care of business of FSV Mainz 0-4. I'm just throwing that in there just for pronunciation purposes. I actually got this one wrong as well. 1-1 for me. I expected Mainz to continue their okay. Well, they've actually had a shit start to the season. 6 points on the board, so not too good. Düsseldorf on the flip side. It says they won. Is that correct? That's not correct. They did win. Oh, silly me. I'm all over the place. Alles über den Platz, as they say in Germany. Alles über den Platz. 13th at the table after that big fat W. Meanwhile, Augsburg managed to hold off for a draw 2-2 against the champions Bayern, who now slip down to 3rd in the table. Just a 1 win out of 3 games now for Bayern. Actually went with a 3-0 win on this one for the Champianos, but got that one wrong. Meanwhile, Union Berlin are back to winning ways with a 2-0 win over Freiburg. High-flying Freiburg, who've now just gone 1 win out of past 4 games, so it's hit a bit of a rocky patch for them. I actually saw Union Berlin not losing this one. I thought it was going to be a 1-1 draw, if I'm honest with you. And my boys, Mönchengladbach, did lose to Dortmund 1-0 over in Dortmund. I actually saw this as well happening. I thought it was going to be a defeat, 3-2 for Dortmund in the end. But don't worry, Mönchengladbachians, we are still top of the table. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Goal difference is the key. Moving forward, Köln did take care of business against Paderborn, 3-0 final score. They are rooted to the table at the moment. 5 defeats on the spin after this one. Köln out into 15th spot, just outside the relegation spots. I went with a 2-0 win on this one. And Hoffenheim did take care of business against Schalke, 2-0. I actually saw them scoring 2 goals, but I did see them conceding 2 goals as well. And yeah, this is my rundown, which is not exactly correct. It's close to the mark. I didn't get a big fat thumbs up. No. It should be a box standard straight face club, and that means I'm in the shit face gang today, and I'm going to be joined there by plenty of you. So don't get too cocky now. There's a lot of you out there joining me in the shit face gang this week. Let's take a little look at the suspects. Here they are. Who's in the shit face gang with me? Well, we are QPR. Your team might be good at the championship, but you're absolutely shit like me this week in the Bundesliga predictions. Omaji Monday. Same can be said for you in the shit face gang. Denzel Tan, though, not too shabby for him. Nightmare Seeker, also not too bad. Football Cricket is in the shit face club with me, as is my old buddy Nathan Heaver from New Zealand, shitface gang. Adio Petra, not too shabby for him though. Adam Celtic, also in the shitface gang. Ree in the shitface gang, and Kelsey Shambangu, the best name in the whole place, is in the straight face club. So you four, round of applause for you guys. Well done, well done. But now, can you do a daily double and do it this week as matchday number 9 approaches out in the Bundesliga? Let's take a look at the table as it stands heading into matchday number 9. This is it. Mönchengladbach do lead the way on goal difference ahead of Wolfsburg, who are in second. Bayern and Dortmund are hot on the heels though. 15 points on the board so far, just the one defeat for them. Wolfsburg unbeaten as it stands. They are unbeaten. Can they do the Invincibles or Unbeatables or whatever this season? Probably not. Leipzig are down to 5th, and Freiburg are now in free falling like a stone into 6th spot at the moment. Down the bottom, Paderborn, Mainz and Augsburg would go down if the season were to end today. Well, Augsburg wouldn't. They go in the playoffs. Let's take a look at the matchday 9 fixtures. We're going to kick it all off on Friday. It will be the 25th of October. It'll be Mainz up against Köln. This is a relegation crunch clash if I ever saw one. Köln come into this 2 wins at the past 6. Mainz on the flip side also 2 wins at the past 6. If we're going to break their form down a little bit more, Köln have a little bit better with just with a draw in amongst that cluster of fixtures. The last 6 games though between the two sides over in all venues and all grounds. 1 win for Mainz, 3 wins for Köln, and 2 draws along the way. That win for Mainz was back in 2017 at home. But prior to that, it was all Köln along the way, especially some draws. So if you want to take a look at the last 6 games between the two sides in Mainz, it is 3 victories for the home team, 2 wins for the away, and 1 draw along the way. The last time Köln did pick up a victory over in Mainz was back in 2016. You can either pick a Bundesliga match in April or a bit of a Mickey Mouse Cup in August of the same year. Either way, Köln came out victorious. The bookmakers on this one, they're going to see 11-8 for the home team, 9-5 the away team, 27-10. The draw, I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 win for Mainz on this one. And with that victory, they could get themselves out the drop zone and go as high as 12th for the table. And a win for Köln could see them go even higher. No, they can't. They could also go 12th. So winner of this will go 12th, basically, with potential. We're going to wait to see what else goes on beneath them. Meanwhile, to Saturday's fixtures, it will be Bayern up against Union Berlin. It is the champions versus one of the new boys to the Bundesliga. Now, they played each other just the one time over recent record. That was a victory for Bayern back in 2009. It could have been a cup competition or something, or friendly. It was a 3-1 victory for the visitors, which is Bayern on this occasion. Ederson Brafield scored Brano, Arvichuk Olic for Bayern. And as for Union Berlin, a player by the name of Kihan Sahan. Do we know who he is? Let me give it a quick Google, see who this fella is. I'll be interested. I'm just a little bit nosy. I'm just a bit losey. I have no idea who he is. He's not coming up on any recent Google searches. The bookmakers will go with Bayern on this one. 9-1 on. It's at home. 20-1 the long shots. That is Union Berlin. 17-2. For the draw. The win for Union Berlin could see them go again as high as 12th. Bayern could go top of the table with a big fat W as well. I'm actually going to side with, of course, going to go with Bayern on this one. 3-0 quite convincingly in the end. Hertha Berlin will come into this match up against Hoffenheim this weekend. Also Saturday, 3:30 kickoff German time. The recent record between these two sides is heavily in favour of the visitors, Hoffenheim. They've actually not lost in the last 6 games in all competitions and all venues. Winning 3 of them and drawing 3 of them. The last time that these two sides did play was in Hoffenheim, and it was a victory for them, 2-0 in the end. If you want to take a look at the last 6 games between these two sides at Hertha over in Berlin, it's not too much better for the hosts. They've only won once. That's back in 2015. It was in the Bundesliga. It was a 1-0 win in the end. Back on the score sheet that day was a guy by the name of Jürgen Polanski. It was a big fat OG, an Hoffenheim player, put it in the back of the net. One of the recent scorelines as well was a big 5-0 win for Hoffenheim back in 2014. Sejad Salihovic was on a daily double that time. Sven Šipolok, Sebastian Rudy on the score sheet, and John Brooks also put the ball in the back of the net on big fat OG wise. The table suggests, a win basically for Hoffenheim could see him go as high as 6th. A win for Berlin will be about the same as well. So two teams with a similar sort of benchmark. In fact, they both got 11 points on the board. Hertha Berlin are in not too shabby form, actually, unbeaten in 4, whereas Hoffenheim have lost 1 in 4. So they're two evenly matched sides. It's going to smell like a draw, but I'm going to go with the home team here with a 2-0 win for Hertha Berlin. Maybe a bit of a surprise on that one when you think about it. Meanwhile, Freiburg taking on Leipzig. Freiburg coming to this in 6th in the table. Leipzig are 1 spot better in 5th. Leipzig just losing 1 at the past 6. Freiburg losing 1 at the past 5, 2 at the past 6 if you want to include the fixture way back when. Now the recent record between these two sides is heavily in favour of Leipzig. 4 victories at the past 6 games, 2 for the home team. Last time out, this fixture last time out was a victory for Freiburg. In fact, they've gone, if you want to look at their record at home between themselves and Leipzig, it's 3 victories for the hosts and 1 defeat against Leipzig. It's back-to-back wins for them heading into this. 3-0 last time out. Goal scorers on that occasion was Niels Petersen, Waldschmidt with a penalty, and Mike France on the score sheet. Because of the way the table is at the moment, a win for Freiburg could see them go top of the pops, as well as Schalke could win for them, could see them go top of the pops. I'm actually going to go with the visitors on this one, 3-1 win in the end, and that would make a bit of a change of fortune for them, because they've not won in 3, so it's not great for Leipzig. They need to get back to winning ways, and they need to get back to winning ways now. Next up, we have a bit of a local affair. That's right, Schalke up against Dortmund. Schalke come into this in 7th, who are sniffing on the door, but they do come into this on the back of 2 games without a win. Dortmund on the flip side, 1 win at the past 4. However, those other 3 were draws. So not great form for either of these sides. If you want to take a look at the grand picture, it's just 1 defeat at the past 6 for both of these two sides. So evenly matched, and only 1 point separates the two sides heading into the table. Potentially both teams could go top of the table if everything goes their way, but it's doubtful because there's too much going on above them. The recent record between these two sides over the last 6 games is 2 wins for the host. That's Schalke, 1 win for Dortmund, and 3 draws along the way. The last time Dortmund won was back in 2018 over in Schalke. 2-1 final score on the day. The goal scorers for that one was Jadon Sancho with the winner. Thomas Delaney also the early doors scoring for Dortmund, and Daniel Kalarogi was the goal scorer for Schalke back in the day. And the last 6 games over in Schalke, 2-2-2. 2 wins for Schalke, 2 wins for Dortmund, and 2 draws along the way. Dortmund winning last time out. We already talked about that. But prior to that, I'm spitting all over the place. I'm giving my computer a good old wash. It is actually only 1 win out of the past 5 games between these two sides over in Schalke for Dortmund. So they've only won 1 out of the past 5. Prior to that was 2 victories for Schalke, 3 draws as well. So it's heavily in favoured, I'd say, for Schalke to be considered favourites on this one. I'm actually thinking I'm going with that one as well. 2-1 win for Schalke to snatch it. Again, that potentially could see them rise the table into the Champions League spots and beyond. Moving forward, it is Paderborn up against Fortuna Düsseldorf. And Paderborn really are struggling at the moment. But this could be the time that things can turn around, because they've got a really good record against Düsseldorf over the years, going all the way back to 2011. They've won 4 of the previous encounters, they've lost 1, and they've drawn 1 along the way. That last defeat against Düsseldorf was back in 2014 in the Zweite Bundesliga. It was a 2-1 final score. Ben Halloran was scoring, and Irvin Hofer for Düsseldorf, and Albion Meha was the scorer for Paderborn those days. A win for Düsseldorf could see them go just the 1 spot to 12th, and a win for Paderborn will not change much down the bottom. They will just get some points on the board. They've only had 1 successful or reasonably successful result so far, and that was a draw way back when. Just bringing it up now. It was up against Wolfsburg away from home. That was back in the end of August. So big ass for them. The bookmakers, I haven't given you the bookmakers odds in a moment. The bookmakers go 13-10 for Paderborn, 7-4 for the away team, 3-1 the draw. What you guys got, make sure you get them in your comment section down below. But for me, I'm actually going to go with Düsseldorf on this one. I'm making the prediction prior to reading the historical books on this one. So I'm siding with the away team, and that should give them some more points on the board. Leverkusen taking on Werder Bremen this weekend. Leverkusen come into this a bit of a blip in form at the moment, sitting 9th in the table. Their record is not too bad, though. Unbeaten in 4 games, just the 1 defeat out of 6 as well, if you want to look at the grander scheme. Werder Bremen, though, a bit of a rough patch as well. They currently sit in 12th for the table. Haven't won a game in 4, or 5, should I say. They've actually drawn 3 and lost the past. Drawn 3 at the last 4 and also lost that other one as well. So they're not losing games, but they're not winning many games either. Now, the recent record between these two sides favours the home team, Leverkusen. 3 victories out of the past 6 in all competitions and all venues and all grounds. 2 draws and 1 win for Werder Bremen. Now, the last 6 games between these two sides over in Leverkusen actually favours Werder Bremen in the end. 3 victories for them, 2 for Leverkusen, and 1 draw along the way. Last time out, last season, this ended up as a 3-1 victory for Werder Bremen. Which was a big result. But prior to that, it was 3 games unbeaten for Leverkusen, 2 wins and a draw. And one of those wins was in a cup. A win for both sides. Well, let's take a look at this, actually. A win for Werder Bremen. Could see them rise to 10th of the table, and a win for Leverkusen could see them go top of the table. That's right, because between 1st and 9th, any one of those teams could be top of the table come, what day was this? Come Monday at the end of these results. I'm actually going to go with a 1-0 win for Leverkusen, and again, could put them in contention for the top of the table spot. Meanwhile, Wolfsburg taking on last week's surprise package, Augsburg, who picked up a draw against Bayern. This time out, they take on Wolfsburg, who currently sit where they sit in the table. Wolfsburg currently sit in 2nd, obviously doing bits as well, yet to lose. Augsburg on the flip side, they come to this in 16th spot. 2 defeats at the past 5, so it's not terrible form, but they need to get more points on the board. Now, this time out, this game last season was a 9-goal thriller, and it wasn't a close one. It was an 8-1 demolition for Wolfsburg back in May 2019. On the score sheet that day, Weghorst got himself 3 goals, Knoche got himself 1, Ginschitz got himself 1, Rechabacic got himself a goal, Josep Bracalo also, and Kevin Danzo with a big fat OG. Julian Schreiber with the consolation for Augsburg in a bit of a one-sided affair. Now, the recent 6, though, is a little bit even. 3 victories for Wolfsburg, 2 for Augsburg, and 1 draw along the way. Now, the last 6 games between these two sides over in Wolfsburg is even Stevens. 2 wins for Wolfsburg, 2 for Augsburg, and 2 draws along the way. But that 8-1 hot scoreline is still fresh in the memory for a lot of these Augsburg fans. So they'll be treading lightly on this bad boy. But if you go back to 2017, that was a win for Augsburg, 2-1, back-to-back wins actually for them over Wolfsburg. So they're not easy pickings for Wolfsburg, despite their unbeaten start to the season. Let's take a look at the bookies before I make my call. The bookies will go with a 7-4 on for Wolfsburg, 24-5 for Augsburg, 16-5 for draw. I'm actually going to go with a big fat 2-0 win for Wolfsburg, and again could put them top of the table. But who else? Pretty much anyone can go top of the table with that, just how tight this division is. But the current leaders are Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's right, they take on Eintracht Frankfurt this Sunday. And again, Frankfurt, they also have the potential to go top of the table. So the recent record between these two sides, it's 1 victory for Gladbach, 3 for Frankfurt, and 2 draws along the way. Now, if you take a look at the last 6 games over in Mönchengladbach themselves, it still favours the visitors. 3 victories for them, 2 for Gladbach, and 1 draw along the way. However, this game last season ended up as a 3-1 victory for Mönchengladbach back in, around about this time as well, last season, 26th of September. On the score sheet that day, Alassane Pli, Thorgan Hazard, and Nico Elvedi for Mönchengladbach, and Ante Rebec for Frankfurt. Last time out. The bookies, what do they think on this one? The bookmakers are going to go with 90-20 on for Mönchengladbach, 5-2 the away win, and 3-1 the draw. For me, I'm actually going to go with my boys on this one. I'm going to go big, a repeat of last year's scoreline, 3-1 in the end. And if this result, combined with the rest, happened just the way I expect, this is what the table will look like. Mönchengladbach will top the table, and Wolfsburg will still be remaining hot on their heels and be in 2nd spot on goal difference. München will be in 3rd, Leipzig 4th, Schalke 5th, Dortmund will drop out into the non-European spots, and down the bottom will be Paderborn, Augsburg, and Köln to wrap up the Bundesliga. Matchday number 9. We'll be back again pretty soon, in about a week's time, for matchday number 10, but be sure to get your own predictions in the old comment section down below so we can feature them next time out on the show, boys and girls. Now, before we get out of here, I want to bring you up to date with what's going on the channel over the next few days. Obviously on Tuesday, when this video is live, later today, if you're early, you can catch the live prediction show with the Premier League, boys and girls. And then on Thursday, we're back again for some championship predictions. There's a double match day this week, so we're on the live show with that. And on Saturday, we are going to go live. It's a Northwest, bit of a derby, this one. It is Preston North End up against Blackburn Rovers. I'll be on Twitch. Looking forward to this one. We need to get back to winning ways. Hopefully we come into this on the back of a win against Birmingham, but we'll have to wait and see. So if you are bored and you want to check that sucker out, be sure to come on over and say hello. And also, if you are bored and you want some daily content, well, this is the place to go. It is FIFA 20 career mode with Sunderland, the making of a champion. I think we have just crossed the line into the 2nd season, so I'm going to reveal now that we have made it to the championship in our first attempt. It wasn't easy, folks, but get on over here and check it out from the get-go. It's a roller coaster of a journey, and you can catch it all right here at Blackburn Overseas, and that's all I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it some love, smash the old thumbs up. In fact, smash it twice to get it all up there, and get it 3 times, actually. Smash it 3 times, because I think if you do smash it twice, it actually cancels out the first one. So smash it 3 times, so make sure your thumbs up do count. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button. We do pretty much every single top tier game, whether it's in the Champions League, Europa League, the Bundesliga, Europa League, whatever we got. We got it all here, baby, under one roof. If you want to see some more content kicking on forward, get your own ideas in the comment section down below. I'll take a little look at it. I'll see what is up my sleeve and see if I can wave the magic wand and create some more jazzy, snazzy content. But again, all brings it full circle back to the old Patreon page, boys and girls. That's another way to help improve the channel by you, the viewer, is to step up and become Patreons. And give me a big old kick up the backside creatively and motivationally, and that is something that I may need in some dark times, because then it just shows your true appreciation of the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into creating videos just like this one. Anyway, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Please make sure you give your comments, thoughts, thumbs up. Please retweet, share, tell your friends about the video, get involved, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.